Excuse me, do you know which one of these blood teddy took the team six?
Yeah, I did. Oh, no. Thanks, Nick. Well, of course, it is great to be here at Gardens Oval today, bringing it out into the burbs, and very exciting, of course, here for Waratahs and St Mary's. This is Waratah's home ground. They came off a pretty substantial win last week, and Saints coming off a fairly heavy loss last week as well. So certainly interesting to see how today goes. We're, of course, here with Ricky Nolan. Ricky, thoughts on the game today?
Yeah, look, a pretty important one for Saints. Obviously, Waratahs are the talk of the comp at the moment, the way they've started. No one expected that. So, yeah, it's good to be back at the old home of footy. I suppose back in the 70s and the 80s, that's where they played. It's one of the most used ovals in Australia, I reckon. If you ever drive past here, there's always someone's always on it using it, cricket or football. So good to be back here. The surface is good. Bit of a breeze coming in. We might get some rain, so looking forward to a good game.
G'day, Rick. G'day, Matty. Thanks for joining us again. I love coming to our Gardens Oval. I'm usually popped in the the bar next to us on the left,
yes.
but not today. It's not to be.
The 19th hole.
The 19th hole, so to speak, as we're underway here at Gardens Oval. Big Westerberg gets a fair bit of air and comes down heavily. Smith with a big tackle, and we'll have a ball up.
I see early they've got Lockie Collier's gone straight to Paredes. Obviously, Buffaloes did it pretty well last week, although he still killed him, but they're putting effort into Paredes straight away.
So up to centre half forward now. Here's Karanua. Does well, keeps it in front. Nearly goes over, gets a handball off. That's a slick one too to Fitzgerald. Ball just bopping around for the moment. St Mary's just back into trouble there. So here's Smith. Throws on the right and it's cut off by Shannon Rioli. So Rioli goes across ground. Here's Long. His first look of it today. Yaron. So St Mary's here in control. They split the middle with Paredes. Nice quick hands. Here's Yaron dashing off half back. And it's just chopped off for the moment there by Cohen Hutt.
Good to see PA put Jimmy back in St Mary's Premiership player, back in for his first game for the club for probably 8 years. So he's got a few touches early.
So here's Jackson Neagle. His first look of it for the year. It's a nice little chipper over the top to Waratah. As you can hear in the mic, a bit of wind. Going to the right of Screen. I can't even talk, Matty. Screen. That's a new one. That's a French word. As they're up to half back. And it's a Rundell. Long down the line. Karanua controls it well. Dances around his opponent. Chips.
Kick that one.
Here's Bugler. Off a step to the top of the square. Goal.
Oh, wow.
Bugler, great goal. He gets the opener here at Gardens Oval, where it's Waratah 1 goal straight to St Mary's yet to score, Rick.
I reckon Tars backing themselves in the middle here. The Buglers played back the whole season. Obviously, Sammy Waddell's not there this week, so it looks like they're playing him forward. No, actually, I'm incorrect there. He's actually gone forward to the footy and kicked the goal. So he's still playing centre half back, but gone forward to the footy. So he's been in terrific form. You see Henry Karanua there. Played for Launerdale in the Tasmanian State League this year. He started very well as well. Had about 3 or 4 kicks, but Buggs from outside 50. Nice kick by the backman.
And the great shepherd on the line too by Cam Barrett. So we're back in the middle. Ball thrown up. Smith with the big tap. Here's Liddy in pursuit. Rabs Wilson there with him. Liddy just drops the ball. Umpire right there says play on. So ball comes inside 50 now. It's Taylor. And that one's over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in, Rick.
I just reckon that Matthias Liddy, just let Rabs Wilson get the footy. No one would have caught him in that. If there's any space, just get it out to Rabs. He's the fastest player outside the AFL. Just let him get the footy. So Matthias just should have let Rabs just go on with that one, or Anthony Wilson.
So ball thrown back in. Westerberg with the tap down. And they went over the line again, and the ball has dead set gone over to Mindle Beach.
I think the folks on the golf course might have to collect that one. Ricky, just looking at Gardens Oval, are the dimensions much different to TIO?
Yeah, I reckon it's a lot wider and certainly shorter. So, yeah.
Who's favour with that plan? I mean, I know this is Tar's home ground.
Tar's home ground, so you'd think it'd favour.
Yeah.
Certainly favour them, but you still get a 3 or 4 games here usually. games are always taken off Moara if there's an AFL game coming up or finals coming up.
So 4 minutes played here in the opener. Ball thrown back in. Nice snap on goal. Is just to the right. That was young Braden Rioli.
Braden from Garden Point made the trip. It's a 2-hour trip to the ferry at Niue on Tiwi Islands, and he's got to catch the ferry into Darwin for 3 hours. So quite a hike for the young man. The brother of Daniel Rioli, the Richmond star.
Have you seen his progress over time, Rick?
Yeah, look, it's only his second game of footy, but he was impressive last week, wasn't he?
He is Letty, dancing around a few, does well for a big unit. Has just come off the side. Here's Bugler in pursuit, and that one's over the line.
Fancy footwork there, Buckley, wasn't it? Dancing around.
There was.
I think with Braden, he's only 16. He may be 17 this year, so he's still only a young kid. He played in the 16s last year, so he's at bottom age 18. So good effort, and good for Brent Runoff to be giving him a run. Been in very good form in the under 18s.
So ball thrown back in. Smith with the tap down. Who's at ground level? Paredes is there. Circling, gets wrapped up, and we'll have another boundary throw in.
Tyler Saunders on the move there around goals. This is where you've got to watch Nathan Paredes in these situations. Just really good in a packed situation.
So St Mary's doing well here, just holding it inside 50. Smith with the tap down. And a good mark taken there to Wilson.
He's capable of kicking this. He can kick a footy a fair way. Or he can run around this guy with ease as well.
He's a quick little man.
Yeah. Very capable of kicking this, Anthony.
So we get a good look behind the player in Wilson. On the approach, will kick from just inside 50. Nice looking off the boot as he just squeezed it home. He has. He likes it. And St Mary's get there first. 6 minutes into the first quarter here at Gardens Oval as Waratah 1 goal straight to St Mary's 1-1-7.
Great kick by Anthony Rabs Wilson. I can remember the great Dennis Dunn, the great St Mary's goal kicker, always used to talk about aiming at the furthest post because of the sea breeze here. So I think Anthony did that very well, aimed at the left-hand post and let the sea breeze bring it back in.
I was going to say it absolutely stormed down this morning, the rain, and it was like the most humid day ever on record, I reckon. Probably not, but it was quite humid. But that breeze now is like unbelievable, isn't it? We've been kissed. We're blessed.
Nice conditions.
Yes, beautiful. We're back in the way. Raf Clark winning it in the ruck that time for St Mary's. Here's Wilson again. He's off to a good start. Gets a handball away to Paredes. Paredes on the right foot is a beautiful chiseling kick to big Ryan Smith. And he'll go back and have a difficult shot, but we'll see how he goes.
Andre Ellis is on Anthony Wilson at the moment. He's just got the message I'd have out to him is keep your feet. He went to ground there. The moment you go to ground on Anthony Wilson, he will be 10 metres away from you. So young fella's just got to keep his feet.
Ryan Smith on the approach. Looks good off the boot, is it? It's just through for a behind.
We needed that sea breeze there, just as you said, Ricky, before. Give it that little bit of extra boost.
Thought he'd be wearing the old earpiece and listening to the commentary, but obviously not.
No, that's the commentator's curse.
So Mosquito with the kick-out duties. Raf Clark flies early, does well, wins the ball. Nice little chip into Braden Rioli. So ball in dispute. Paredes with a bit of soccer work. Look at that.
Bang.
Not bad at all.
Nathan Paredes is the son of immigrants from Chile. South American is his background, so he's obviously got a soccer background. You can see by the handy footwork there. Both mum and dad are from Chile in South Africa. Lovely people. And you can see where Nathan gets his soccer skills from. Played a lot of soccer as a kid.
My word. It was very handy. Saw that come into play, didn't we, Matty?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Saints had a lot of representation around the footy there, worrying for Waratah. Just had good numbers.
Off to a good start, the Saints.
I mean, Taj should be pushing a few more back, Ricky.
Nah, not this. You'd think in form, not. But it looks like there's a bit of a breeze going down to that end to a degree as well. So, but Saints have started well.
Smith with the tap out. Zoricchio's into the ruck now, the big American. And a free kick for too high. On the way, Paredes gives a quick hands off to Yaron. Yaron Deep inside 50 with a nice looking kick. Pops out the back. Here's a lightning quick. Rioli runs onto it, and the Saints get another.
3 and 3 minutes there, and in fact, there could have been a fourth there as well. There was a shot that didn't quite scrape through on the behind there as well, so Saints off to a lightning fast start.
Just that deep entry, Nick Garron, get it in deep to one-on-ones. It just puts the defenders under pressure, so especially with a slight breeze. Look pretty quick up forward, Saints, with the two Riolis, with Shannon and Braden. They're causing a few issues. Tyler Sanders, another with a good start as well. Here's where they're winning at Saints out of the middle. They've got some good centre clearances.
So I like the look of Simon Richardson's been in there winning the hard ball. He looks pretty good. As the ball gets thrown back up, Smith puts the leg out. Here's Paredes again. This gets wrapped up and done for holding the ball, so they've done this well. Have Waratah. Here's Jolliffe. Heads long towards inside 50. So they've done it right here, Waratah, with a nice kick to the top of the square.
Great punch out there.
Nice punch from Jack Long. Straight over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Just got to Matty Wilkins got to watch his starting points there. Sammy Godden got a good 10-metre start on him there. So just if he's struggling, just got to get in front of him and use his body, make sure that he doesn't unable to lead himself to the footy. Godden in pretty good form at the moment.
So Riccio works his way to the front of the pack. Handball pops out. Richardson in there for St Mary's. Oh, flying shot from Samuel Godden.
Something out of nothing there.
Yeah, it was on that.
Jack Long back into the side this weekend. As good a left foot kick as you would see. So it's good to have him doing St Mary's fullback kickouts again.
So here he is, Jack Long. He's a likely unit. Just out of Smith's hand. Here's Wilson. Look how quick he is. He is absolutely lightning right in front of us here at Gardens Oval. Saunders circling. Alice goes to ground. Shannon Rioli with the handball out and over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw in. Just
got to protect Anthony Wilson. I said it again. Like Matt Wilkinson there, just protect him and give him some space. They're not going to catch him. He doesn't keep talking about his speed. Norwood Premiership player, but the ball goes over the back, then you just got to shepherd and let Rabs Wilson do his work.
You could really see him take off then, Rick, couldn't you? Like just the turn of foot.
But Saints have got to be aware of it. Just get him into some space.
Riccio with a big crunching tackle. He's a big man, the big American. I don't know how many times we've said that.
Bottom of the pack, Ben Taylor's been a good player for Saints, a good pickup. Played pretty well.
So Riccio with the tap down.
Great pressure here by Saints.
Now they look up and about Saints at the moment. Good numbers, good representation around the footy.
So on centre wing here, Smith with the tap down. Just a bit of a throw there. Umpire right there though says play on. Ball pops down the centre half forward.
Good use of the body there.
Well wrestled there by Collyhole. So Collyhole sees something he likes. And it was chopped off. Well, there's a free kick going St Mary's way for holding. It's got to come back to Braxton Armat.
James Quinn cut that ball off well then. It was a good grab. But,
yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Braxton got the free kick.
So Armat over to Long to the tune of Jack. It's a nice long kick just over everyone's head. Wynn picked that one up. And on the outer wing, we'll have a boundary throw in.
Looking at that, there might be a bit of breeze, I think. But that's saying, give it to Jack Long. He's got a booming left foot. And that's a win for Saints. They've gone from the ball being in the defence. They've got a stoppage in the middle now.
Whistle there.
So looks like the umpire we're going to throw that one in again. Might have been a bit shallow.
Might be throwing it into the sea breeze, I think.
So here we go. That's a bit better, a bit more juice on it. Raf Clark in front of Varicchio there. And Paredes winning the free kick for holding the ball. So he winds around on the right, puts it deep inside, attacking 50 for St Mary's. Ball pops out over the back. Rioli with the pressure there. Still in. Oh, it's a bit risky.
Dear.
Liddy's right there, pounces on it. And St. Mary's well in control here early in the first quarter.
Again, Nathan Paredes, the danger man in the middle of the ground, just getting that deep entry there. And then Waratah, I think it was Cohen Hutt, just turning the football over on the line.
4-2-26, St. Mary's to Waratah. 1-1-7. It's 14 minutes played here in the first quarter.
For those at home, of course, when we do talk about the sea breeze, you'll see in front of you we've got Gardens Road directly in front. Directly behind us, the other way is less than a couple of hundred metres away is Mindle Beach. So when you talk about sea breeze, you really are sitting right on the ocean here at Gardens Oval.
Or the Sky City breeze, as I like to call it.
Yes.
The Riccio with the tap down there. They've done well here. So Godden with the clearance out of... A nice mark.
Well done.
To our Lane Fitzgerald. Just weighing up his options. I think he might struggle into the wind.
A few were calling for it there.
This is Fitzgerald's second game for the year. I think GWS Academy player and won South Mildura's best and fairest last year. So, former Bendigo Pioneers TAC Cup captain.
The top of the square, big fly at it, and that one's out of bounds on the full. So,
if not, you'd call for deliberate, you'd imagine.
Yeah.
Can have another
So
go.
Fitzgerald's going to have another crack.
That's a fair. That was Stevens that had a crack at that grab. It was
It's a big.
fair crack by the young fella. Oh, he's kicked that.
Fitzgerald, that is better if you don't mind. Great goal.
As I said earlier, played for the Bendigo Pioneers. He was the TAC Cup captain. It's his second game for Tar. I think he's a fly-in player, so they want to get a bit of bang for buck. You want to play well when you're a fly-in, and it looks like he's started pretty well today.
He sure has. He's opened his account with his first. 16 minutes gone here in the first quarter.
St. Mary's really coming out hard in this first quarter, which is good. Came off a real heavy loss last week as well, so really wanting to prove something in the league. They've had a couple of losses this season, and of course into round 5 now. So the dust, starting to settle into the NTFL season.
Sam Gordon's had a few clearances already. They've got to watch that, Saints.
So Waratah, let's get it out to the half-forward flank. So here's Raven Jolliffe. Well, scrappy kick inside 50. Ball pops out. Here's Wilkinson with a long kick down the line, but it's coming back through Bailey Zobel. So he winds around, throws it on his right.
Oh,
Musgrove at the back takes the mark. Oh, the umpire's just...
It's a free kick to Paredes. He just went too early.
So Paredes, some big booming kick. Yeah, it works well, and a good mark there to Lambton. So Lambton on the left. That's a nice looking kick too to Liddy. Just tries to catch it on the half volley. Nothing's doing though. Zobel over the top to Kiranua. Just a scrappy kick. That one's over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Henry just had to go back and take a few more steps with that kick. When you're leaning backwards, you're in a bit of trouble when you only turn the footy over there. So just take your time. Something I like about Tars this year, they just haven't thrown the ball away. Or haven't blazed the ball away. They like to hit targets.
So Ruff Clark there with the tap down, pops out to Paredes. Paredes with the quick hands ball. Here's Lambton again, throws it on the right this time. Well done by Waratah back there through Zobel.
plenty of room here to run.
Give to the silk. Give to the silk there.
They missed out on the mosquito hands. Fitzgerald. This is a better build-up from Waratah. Lowers the eyes.
Yeah.
The same with Tars. They don't blaze away. They like to hold the footy until they can see something's on.
Barrett with the kick and finds Godden.
He's a left footer, so that'll suit him, but he's very, very wide, and he is kicking into that sea breeze.
This is right into it, isn't it, Rick?
This would be an exceptional kick. I'd be looking off. I don't think Sam Godden will back himself in, though, I think.
Sam Godden plays on. Oh, Nearly got there.
A little bit
Didn't get
ambitious.
hands on it, though.
Jack Long right there, luckily, for St. Mary's.
Would have liked to see him look around there. That's an ambitious kick from there.
Here's Wilson. Receives. It's an untidy kick. So the kick goes
Made them
inside
pay for
50.
it as well.
That Henry Karanua, as I'm talking about not blazing away into that breeze, exactly what I'm talking about. He could have had a shot, he did the team first thing, and that was an exceptional kick.
So
Matty
here's
Blake.
Matty Blake. Has a good look at it. On the approach now. Kick underway. Umpire doesn't move. Straight through. And Waratah get their third. Move to 3-2-20 to St. Mary's. 4-2-26. Nearly 20 minutes gone here in the first quarter.
Just that silk I talk about with Henry. Hasn't played the last 2 weeks, but Saints just can't turn the footy over here. Just about Henry didn't blaze away. He could have a shot just here. Doesn't blaze away. Just that terrific Tiwi vision, Tiwi Island vision, and he hits his Matt Blake, and they finish. There's a goal in the game now.
Geez, I reckon we just got a glimpse of what life's like without that breeze. It just stopped for a minute. It's just picked up again.
Come back. Come back.
I love you, breeze. I really do. We're back in the middle. Smith with a nice tap down, beats Westerberg this time. Ball pops out to Mosquito. Mosquito pops it over the top in the Alice direction into space. Big Smith cuts it off though. Here's Karanua. And a free kick for holding the man.
Saints tried to blaze away there.
Lockie Collier playing in the middle. Usually known as a forward, but played in the middle a lot this year.
So here is Collier. Goes long, big flying, great mark to Cam Barrett. Well, there's a free kick being paid off the ball.
That's a huge free kick to pay that.
Well, goal there would have tied things up, Ricky.
So here's Musgrove. Smith just palms it down in front. No one there for St. Mary's. Here they go. They work this beautifully in the Godden direction. It's a cheeky little handball down on the ground. Here's Musgrove again. He's hard at it. Rioli gets a handball out. Lambton gets taken out of it by Big Westerberg. Umpire circling. And he says he'll throw it up. So it's centre half forward here for Waratah. They've been doing all the attacking the last few minutes. Big Smith and Westerberg do battle. Smith wins that one. Straight down to Wilson. Wilson with the quick kick. Over everyone's head. Here's Zobel. Goes left then right. Lucky kick in the end.
Had to hit and it did.
And Joel Stevens.
Stevens read that very well.
He did, didn't he?
Saints had 2 players ready to pounce on them, and one of them was their best player in Paredes.
Stevens in the Aricio direction. But Smith cuts it off for St. Mary's.
That's smart by Henry Karanua. He nearly stole that footy out of Ryan James.
So Ryan Smith weighing up his options. Umpire says play on. Just goes long down the line. Raf Clark at the back. Read that best. Pops out to Paredes. Paredes with the hands over to Wilson. Wilson up against the boundary line. It's through for a behind.
22 minutes into the fourth quarter, the first quarter, I should say. You're watching 7-2's coverage of the NTFL thanks to TIO, Naffles, Apia and MacArthur River Mining.
Thank you, Matty.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. It's Mosquito with the kick-out duties this time. Finds Gooch. Keep that breeze up, Mindle Beach. Rioli gets to front position. Smith in pursuit, just lopes along. Sells a bit of candy, does the big man. That's probably a first for him. Raf Clark climbs early. Umpire says play on off the deck.
Oh, took out a bit of the post there, a bit of the padding on the post.
And Braden Rioli.
It's looking lively, Rioli. Lampton and Rioli, the 2 young boys, I think they're both 16 or 17 years of age. Looking good at ground level.
Did you see that, the climb he did last week? He didn't quite hold on to it. Holy moly.
I think he got a nosebleed, he was up that high.
He's a big American.
TIO.
Oh.
The big use of the body there too.
And he's been done for holding the ball. And well done to young Simon Richardson there too.
I like this kid. He's got a bit going for him. He's pretty hard at it.
He is. He held on to the big man, didn't he?
I hope he keeps working hard at his footy and really gives it a go. He's got got a really good set of hands as well. We haven't seen it this year, but sort of a few times in the final series last year. He can take a big grab, but a little bit of Peter McFarlane about him when he goes for a mark.
So here he goes. Richardson gets into a trot. That's a nice looking kick off the boot. It's just grazed the post and through for another minor.
So the umpire's fixed up the padding on the left pole there.
They have. About time.
Taking a chip out of it before.
St Mary's 4-5-29, Waratah 3-2-20. 24 minutes gone in the first quarter. That's a great mark taken there under pressure from Lachlan Collyhole. Plays on quickly, heads in the Alice direction. He just chips it over the top. Clever kick. It is to Godden. Jack Long does well, cuts that one off. Wilkinson through his hands. And we'll have a boundary throw in on the outer wing.
Lucky Saints then. Saints let Tars get that over the back. Jack Long saved the day then because they had a lot of numbers if Jack Long had to put that over the boundary line. So a bit lucky and well done to Jack Long.
25 minutes in, we'll be waiting for that iconic Gardens Oval siren any moment now. A bit different to the one at TIO, that's for sure.
Shannon Rioli with a nice releasing handball over the top to McMurray. Oh, good climb there.
Couldn't quite get
for
the
Rundell. Here's Wilson inside 50. Just dancing around at the moment. Waratah stuffing around with it a bit here. That's better. Just get it out of there. Mosquito calls it's his and takes a good mark. So Waratah in control on centre wing. It's been dropped over the top to a Rundell.
Just got word in, boys, that Sam Flanagan at Tars done for the day with a hammy.
It's not good because it's he's just come back from a hamstring. Flanagan, he had a massive pre-season and not good. It's his second hamstring in a month.
So he's put Jimmy, and whoa, it's like we're back in the 1920s here at Gardens Oval.
That's siren sick.
End of the first quarter. It's Waratah 3-2-20 to St Mary's 4-5-29. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids. Yeah!
So we can feel, forever you feel, together real, together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me down.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Flight Centre.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, come in and see it. Still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport Concept Store. Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
Welcome back to 7-2's coverage of the TIO NTFL season, where it's round 5. With Waratah taking on St Mary's. It's St Mary's 4-5-29 to Waratah 3-2-20. Rick, how'd you see that first quarter?
Yeah, the Saints got off to a flyer, and I thought, nearly to a score where they're pushing towards it being game over. But they fought back Waratahs pretty well. So I think there's a bit of a breeze going to right a screen, but we'll find out by the end of this quarter.
Smith and Westerberg in the middle to do battle. Smith with a nice tap out the back, but no one home for St Mary's. His Blake just runs around a few, throws it on the right. Wilson chops it off though. Plays on now. The kick in the Liddy direction. Liddy takes a mark, plays on. He nearly gets wrapped up. Rioli inside 50 over Raf Clark's head. Here's Braden Rioli. Look at that fancy footwork. Just gets tackled. Raf Clark again gets wrapped. They all get wrapped up here. So Bugler, they've worked it well.
Tars managed to get out of that one really quite well there.
Well, strong mark taken there by Sam Godden. He just pops it over the top.
They like to control the footy, Tars. They don't blaze away.
So they've worked it back in towards the middle of the ground. Arundel comes across the ground further. Cohen Hart. That's a better kick from that man. Finds Zobel. They've worked this well, Waratah. The kick inside 50. Still in.
Danced around the boundary line there.
And Wilson sees that one over. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
Saints forwards have just got to roll up on him there. I think Jordan Kellen, Ref Clark, I think they'll let Cohen Hutt run off him. Can't allow that, just got to play the other side of him. Bumper bar him, don't allow him to run off. They've got an easy switch. Tars are in a dangerous position now to score.
So ball thrown back in. Smith with a clever tap towards Paredes. Paredes does well. Smith on the outside. You don't see that very often from the big man. And have a look at that. Just bounces in, throws it on the left.
I hope Ryan doesn't talk about having a great left foot after this game.
I remember he did some questionable things last year, Ricky, and young Jake Horrocks got really excited when he was commentating with us here on 7-2. It's very funny. He's a great man.
And Henry Kiranua coming off a bit sore after that marking contest before.
Westerberg with the tap. Here's Paredes at ground level, though. Kick inside 50 in the Raf Clark direction, just out of his hands. Mosquito dashing out of defence. And a clever kick, too. Finds Stevens. He plays on. This is better from Waratah. Here's Barrett.
They refused to blaze away, Tars. It was good. That Stevens ran from the back pocket there.
So the kick inside 50, have a look at that. It's a wonderful chiselling kick inside.
Tars fans at Garden Oval are happy with that one.
So Stevens got the ball in the back pocket there, so that's terrific gut running. They refuse to just blaze away, Tars. If nothing's on, they'll hold and they'll wait. But that was a terrific passage of play from the back line.
It works for them, though, doesn't it, Ricky? Slowing it down.
If you haven't got the bailout kick, someone to kick to, you've got to just control the footy.
So Fitzgerald on the approach, kick on the way is to the left and through for a behind.
Gentlemen, of course, a few games going on in the top end this afternoon in the NTFL. We know a short time ago, quarter time, over at Nightcliff, and the Nightcliff Tigers 5-3-33, leading the Darwin Buffs 3-4-22. So the Tigers with a 11-point lead at quarter time.
Footy in the Burbs this weekend in Darwin for the TIO NTFL season. Geez, that old wind's just picked up a bit. And the umpire's plucked out a free kick. It's going the way of St. Mary's. To Musgrove. So Musgrove with a beautifully weighted kick finds Liddy.
He's had a few touches of the ball today, Liddy.
Liddy's playing well, the big boy. He's done very well. They've worked themselves into some trouble here. But Rioli is clever enough to get the hands back to Liddy. He goes back into trouble. Is Shan Rioli again, kick inside 50. It's a beautiful one.
Well
and
done.
Big Smith. Have a look at that.
He ran on the opposite side of the field, Ryan. It was very good gut running. But the Saints were lucky to get out of that. Very lucky.
It was. They just stuffed around with it a bit too much there. But anyway, it's worked out.
Had a bit of a wonky kick on the other side here before, on the other side of the oval.
I could lose it.
I'll back the big man in. I reckon he'll kick this.
You will. With your life, Rick? Or?
Not my life.
No. Greetings to you tomorrow if you're watching Ryan. You just heard it here.
I'll throw about $2.39 on him.
He's a confident man. He's our Ricky Nolan.
Watch his celebrations if Ryan kicks this.
Please go through. Smith, kick on the way. He's across the face. And through for a behind.
Ryan, you owe me $2.39.
Just chuck that in my bank account if you can, Rick.
Yeah.
Great kick.
From Mosquito finds Jackson Neagle. The umpire says play on. They're lowering the eyes just like Rick said. And they've just overcooked that one. Pruitt Jimmy for St Mary's. On centre wing now. Goes in the Clark direction. Bugler with the spoil over the top. And we'll have a boundary throw in on the half-forward flank for St Mary's.
Good to see Put Jimmy back in Saints colours. Won a premiership with Saints probably, I reckon, 8 years ago. The boy from the Tiwi Islands played the last couple of years for Tiwi, but obviously living back in Darwin now and come back to Saints.
Ralph Clark with the tap down at all Waratah at ground level. And the umpire having nothing of it. Tyler Saunders on the bottom of that pack. The big American on top. So Riccio with the tap outside. Musgrove with the head down. Gets a free kick for too high.
Plenty of action in the fans for the fans in the grandstand here today.
And he dances around. Kick to centre half forward. Riccio does well to Blake.
This will be interesting. Rioli versus Mosquito. I would have liked to see a running race there. See Tars here, they could bomb away, but they refuse. Just hit another target. Good footy.
Here's Stevens. Plays on. The bugler direction.
Nearly chopped off there. Ooh.
Good pressure there from young Braden Rioli. Oh, they've paid that a mark.
Huh?
He's a bit lucky, I thought there. He just held it. It's not a bad kick, Raven. He's been a noted goal kicker so far this year and been a good pickup for Tars. But he'll have that sea breeze right behind him. So I don't think distance will be a problem.
Raven Jolliffe on the approach. Will kick from right on 50. Looks good off the bird. Straight through. So Waratah get the opener here in the second quarter.
Just the Saints have got to watch their forward line. They see they're switching coming out of defence. Saints forward line, they just got to roll up on their defence there. Don't allow them to do that. And that just means being Waratah's goal side of them, so they can't do it.
4-3-27. St Mary's 4-6-30. We've gone 8 minutes in the second quarter.
Ralph Clark going into the ruck. I don't mind him in there. I think he gives him a bit of freedom to run around the ground. Up against the big American.
Riccio. So ball thrown back up. Riccio wins the tap down, but it's Shan Rioli at ground level. Gets swung around back to Clark. Clark with a nice releasing handball over the top to McMurray. He gets run down. Here you go, Waratah off half back.
This is where they're good off half back.
Very quick work.
Quickest we've seen them all day.
So there's a free kick being picked out too. Wilkinson went very early.
Tars fans would have been rioting if that one wasn't a free.
He had to pay that. If you jump early and make any sort of contact, it's got to be a free.
Very early.
He went about 5 minutes early. In fact, Samuel Godden wins the free kick.
We've got to kick this, Tars. They missed one, I think, in the first minute, an easy one like this. They're the ones that come back and haunt you. So, important kick.
So Sam Godden just asking where the man on the mark is. I ain't no mathematician, but I reckon he's right in front of him. Kick on the way is a good one. So beautiful work there from Godden, winning the free kick and getting it done on the scoreboard.
2 and 2 minutes to Waratahs. So if I blokes in the middle, I'd be having a meeting for St Mary's and I'd making sure that we look at getting the next one. But again, it come off that Waratahs half back line. You see, they did get the centre clearance, but their starting points for the forwards. Yeah. You said at the start of the years, I'd say Waratahs weren't a skillful side, but they hit their targets.
I'm really enjoying watching them play today.
So Waratahs 6-3-33. St Mary's 4-6-30. Pyer throws it back up. Ralph Clark goes early. Riccio says, "Thank you very much, pal." Takes it straight out. They've been done for holding the ball then. Clark gets a releasing handball over to Musgrove. Dances round one. Gets a kick up to centre half forward. And nice punch out of defence there from the Waratah. And there's jumping on. And umpire circling says no Boys, my pill.
Some talented running by one of the runners there to run backwards like that and clear the way for the gameplay.
So Riccio and Clark do battle again in the ruck. Riccio with a beautiful tap. Cleared by Alice. Oh, clever mark there. It's a men call.
Good pick up, this fella. Boy from Jabiru.
Just out of the hands here. So the ball darting around inside 50 for Waratah. Jack Long there on the bottom of the pack. And he's been done for holding the ball right in front of goal.
I like that decision if they keep doing it all day. So I like forcing players to have to get the footy out, but they've got to now stick. They've got to stick to that. So again, 30 metres out directly in front. These are the ones Tars have got to kick.
Matty Blake winning the free kick there. We'll have a set shot on goal.
Played for Swan Districts in the Waffle in the off-season. Tars Junior. Good to see him go down to the Waffle and have a crack at it.
Here he is. That's a nice looking kick. And it's all Waratah here in the opening of the second quarter. And they push their lead out to 9 points, 12 minutes into the second.
That's 3 in a row for Tars. We'll be getting the big guns, which they are. Shannon Rioli and Parides going into the middle. Ryan Smith's gone back into the ruck as well. They need one quickly. This wind seems to be picking up a little bit as well.
You just feel you can really run away with the lead here with this win, can't you, Rick?
Yeah, if they got a bit of momentum, such a massive thing in footy. And Tars have got it right now. So the best way to stop momentum is for Saints to kick a goal.
Wind central at the moment.
I'd rather be complaining about that than complaining about the heat. It's
correct.
Probably the best conditions we've had in Darwin for a month. So.
Absolutely. And it just so happens to be when we're commentating outside, Rick, which is fantastic.
I went to church last night and prayed.
So here we are in the middle of the ground. It's Godden with a long penetrating kick, but poor Jimmy cuts it off at half back for St Mary's. Looks to release quickly. Shanrioli does well. On his knees, takes a mark. So comes to the outer wing.
Cut off there.
Lovely chopped off by Neagle. So here's Matty Blake again. Godden, quick handball over the top.
Dances around.
Beautiful work from Jolliffe.
Well done, Denny.
Denny Musgrove played that well. Risky kick. Just hung in the air a little bit too long. Wilkinson taking the mark there for St Mary's. So he goes long down the line in the Smith direction. Smith keeps it in. Aaron does well. Here's Wilson. He can really get on his bike. Gets a handball over the top to Parides. He'll be looking to get it back to Wilson. It's like a golf chipping, pitching wedge over the top. Here's Wilson. Gets it back now. It's just out of his hands.
Still open space.
And
cut off.
Disappointing finish from James Quinn. And well cut off there from Gooch.
A bit of silky Waratahs. Well done there to hold that up because they were out Tars.
So here's Saunders dancing and pirouetting and a nice kick to Wilson. And he takes a mark about 40 metres out directly in front.
Good kick that by Saunders to hit Wilson because they blazed away. They had Bugler sitting one back, so it was good. Used his eyes. Tars have got a few down behind the footy here. The man nicknamed Rabs, Norwood Premiership player, got drafted by the Crows. He's on the Crows rookie list for a year, but usually a very good kick of the football.
I believe Minkolk is still down from the Tars, so we'll check in on that in just a moment. He's been down for a minute or so now.
Wilson on the approach directly in front. Will kick from about 45 out. Rides it home, and it's just across to the right. So you feel they really would have needed that in this breeze. Move to 4-7-31 to Waratah 6-3-39. 15 minutes gone here in the second quarter at Gardens Oval.
Saints have got to man up better than that. They can't allow that easy kick out from fullback.
So Musgrove with the spoil over the top, got and wrapped up and swung over.
Well, he wasn't happy with it.
And a bit going on off the ball here.
Best way to sort this out is for the boundary umpire to throw it in.
And
She's not waiting.
they're onto it. Big Smith just tries to slap it forward, gets cut off. And a beautiful tackle there from Taylor.
Get it in quick here, Saints, quickly. 50.
And 50 metres. So it looks like it's against Raven Jolliffe too on Tyler Saunders. Must have whacked him.
Bit undisciplined Tars. They've got a good hold of the game here. And then we're back to a 3-point ball game. You shouldn't miss this. Ben Taylor been a big pickup for Saints. Played in the Wimmera League. He won his club best and fairest last year.
So here is Benny Taylor. Kick, truly he does.
Minyip Mortoa, if I've pronounced that
Minyip.
correctly. Minyip Mortoa.
Minyip Matoa.
There we go, in the Wimmera League.
Yep, that's the one.
Had a good season, won their club BNF and made his way up to Darwin.
Just a quick update on Brendan Minkolk. He went down a couple of minutes ago, boys. Took a while to come back up. The trainers have got him up. He managed to hobble off the field, and he's come onto the interchange before. So, look, he's still walking. No, didn't look like any signs of concussion or anything like that, but we will keep an eye on that, and we'll try to check in on that shortly, just see how he's going. But certainly took a bit of a heavy hit. Took a while to come back up, and, look, has been raced off on the interchange now.
There's, someone's racing around to get the match ball as we're back in the middle. Paredes just rips it off his opponent. So the kick inside 50. Mosquito there for Waratah, though. With a long kick. That's a beautiful kick, too.
Good mark as well there.
Fitzgerald. So Fitzgerald winds around. Risky kick inside. Just chopped off. Is it going to work out for St. Mary's? It is. McMurtry in the Clark direction. Could have got a push in the back from Bugler. He does.
That kick from Fitzgerald, it's just too risky at Gardens Oval. It's
quite
got to be. It's got to be on. There's 3 Saints around that.
So Raphael Clark sees something he likes. It's just chopped off from Mosquito. As well, Big Liddy lets him know about it too. So St. Mary's have worked themselves back into the game here. They've done it well. Waratah looked well in control for the first 12 minutes. It's been all St. Mary's since.
Very few times they've kicked down the line, Tars.
Mauricio nearly held on to that big one. Jack Long ran down and holding the ball.
Exciting footy, boys.
It is. It's a good game.
Got to force this guy to kick the footy. Ryan McMurray's manned up. That's good. Force him to kick the footy.
That's
Long, he does.
Good kick. Oh, just out of Smith's hand for St. Mary's. Ball pops out here to Waratah. Gets wrapped up. Alice does well. Gets handball over the top. Pruitt. Jimmy ducks ahead. Gets the handball away. Here's Alice. Just out of reach, though. And a good battle here on the wing, and it goes over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
19 minutes into the quarter. Probably... So 4 minutes left in it. But yeah, it's still even ball game. Good game of football.
So ball thrown back in. Mauricio does well. Musgrove to Wilson.
Jeez, he's quick.
He's very quick.
Oh, he's held on.
Oh,
for too long?
He's unlucky, very unlucky.
Too long?
Yep.
Oh, dear.
The umpire might have gone a bit early there. Anyway.
Nothing more disappointing when fancy footwork doesn't pay off.
So ball pops out the back here. Everyone just sort of stopped for the moment. Raph Clark.
But no one crumbing there at all, Tars.
So Clark. Nice looking kick. Mosquito keeps it in. Here's Paredes for St. Mary's. Cops one high. Umpire right there on it.
One-on-one up the ground if they can get it on quickly. Too late now.
His chips over the top to Shanrioli.
They've got behind the footy well, Tars. Set up well behind the ball.
So Rioli in the Liddy direction. Beautiful spoil coming over the top there from Cohen Hutt. And we'll have a boundary throw in deep inside, attacking 50 for St. Mary's.
20 minutes into the second quarter. You are watching 7-2's coverage of the NTFL thanks to TIO, Naffles, Apia and MacArthur River Mining.
So the boundary umpire throws this one in. Mauricio with the tap down. Bit of fancy footwork down there. Musgrove flies early. Umpire says play on. As the two Rioli boys see that one over.
Bit of a famous moment between these two sides. Back, I think it was the 77-78 grand final. The Queen, Elizabeth II, visited the game and shook the players' hands before the game. And
really?
She wore red and white on that day, and they said it was an omen. Waratahs won the game, and Waratahs people said it was an omen. So,
here we go.
Famous moment in footy. Bit of a human myth. One of Waratah's gun players, Tommy Sandry, when he met the Queen, he said, "How are your corgis?" I don't know whether it's myth or whether it's true, but
well, the last one died just last week. One of the corgis. The last dog of the Queen died.
But yeah, famous moment. Queen Elizabeth visiting this ground.
I might dress up as the Queen and see if I can win the flag. Here we go. Have a look at that beautiful little chiseler over the top there from Ryan McMurray on the outside of the boot, and St Mary's are back in front.
Ryan McMurray back into the side. It's his first game this year. He's one of Darwin's best rugby union players. Very fit at the moment. He's had 2 huge games in the Div 1 and earned his recall. But I reckon he's a young Saints junior that unfortunately had a shoulder reconstruction about 2 years ago. But just before he had that shoulder reconstruction, he's in really, really good form. But I've heard he's because of a very big rugby union season. He's as fit as he's been. So.
What did he do? Do his shoulder and thought, I reckon it's a good idea to play rugby union? Or
he was, union was always his preferred.
Yeah, right, okay.
His preferred sport.
There you go. Raf Clark back in the middle. Mauricio reads that one better.
Sent it long.
Jack Long with the spoil over the top. Really needed to kill that one because have a look at this. That's a goal from Jamie Smith. And now Waratah are back in front.
Good game of football. I think Saints did well. I thought halfway through this quarter they were running away with the Tars, and then Saints hit the lead a minute ago. But yeah, the big fella out of the middle did very well, deep entry, and Tars pegged one back. 4-point ball game again.
Jack Long really needed to kill that ball, didn't he, Rick?
Yeah. Jack's first game back as well from a couple of weeks. Yeah, that very famous grand final. I don't think it was 78-79. I think old man Jack Long was about 40 years of age playing in that game.
Is that right?
The father of the Long family. Apparently, rumour, a big bust up with a Selwyn Short in the forward pocket here. I reckon the young Selwyn Short against Jack Long. It was a very hard, tough game of football.
I can only imagine. Beautiful tap work down there from Raf Clark to Paredes. Paredes inside 50. Chopped off by the Waratah defence. Here's Bugler, does well. It's a long kick out of there. And that one will go over the line and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Saints can't allow that to come out. Bugler again running the footy out of defence. They get a good centre clearance. They've got to keep the ball in there or score from it.
The last Tars game we saw as well, Bugler very good in defence as well. Ziwa's on the back, Ricky?
Yeah, usually, but I've seen him play forward, but I think they need him back. He's just setting up everything back there.
Yeah.
So inside 50 now for Waratah. They get the handball out. Neagle was wrapped up. Good pressure here from young St Mary's outfit. And it's just going on with a bit.
Reverse that, I think.
And they've given away 50 metres by the looks of it. No. Thought he called 50 metres then. Smith over the top.
Bang, big hit from Smith.
Here's young Rioli. Oh, I thought he'd be away there, the young man.
Well, if the crowd was asleep, they're awake now.
Good game of footy.
It's unbelievable. Waratah faithful just getting revved up a little bit here at Gardens Oval. Smith with a tap down to Rioli. Rioli with a handball to Rioli. To the tune of Braden. Kick inside 50. Liddy taps it down to advantage, although it doesn't quite work out. And Timmy Mosquito and Wilson for St Mary's sees that one over. Deep inside attacking 50 for St Mary's.
Thought Wilson was going to run on and kick a goal. He just needed a little bit more space. Good tackle by Ryan Smith, the big ruckman. Held the ball up there.
Exciting footy and just 2 points in it.
Ball thrown back in. Bit of holding on. Umpire right there, though, says play on. Rioli circling, gets wrapped up in the tackle. Ball pops out the back. It's Waratah out there, and there it is. It is half-time at Gardens Oval, where it's Waratah 45 to St Mary's 43. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids.
1,300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's hire gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Are you overrun with rubbish and need a skip bin? For easy disposal from your garden cleanup, renovation or spring clean? When you think skip bins, think NTRS. NTRS, your friendly, reliable and local waste disposal company.
let's stay and talk a bit more. we go.
Welcome back to 7-2's coverage of the TIO and TFL season, where it's St Mary's just trailing by 3 points. Waratah 7-3, 45, St Mary's 6-6, 42. Interesting first half, Rick.
Yeah, they did well, Saints, then to come back. Waratah's kicked the first 3, I think, with the breeze. And I thought, yeah, and that was early. There was probably another 15 minutes to go in that quarter. And I thought, oh, looking a bit yucky, but they've done well, Saints. I think they kicked the next 3 and they, we've got a 3-point ball game.
It's just been exciting football. It's been great to watch. You know, both Waratahs, St Mary's are ready to go for round 3.
I love that. That siren. So back underway, Matthias Liddy charging through, but a free kick's been pinged here.
Kind of stopped and went there for a second.
Probably disadvantaged, Saints.
Matthias Liddy was away, then off half back.
He can kick a footy a long way as well.
Anyway, Shannon Rioli deep inside 50 in the Raf Clark direction. Bugler does well. Could have been paid the mark. Umpire says play on. Still in play.
Wow.
It pops out the back. Rioli with some fancy footwork. Gets the kick away across the face. Could have been a free kick for holding the man. Umpire right there on it. And that one's over the line.
I reckon that Justin Bugler one. You don't know you're you're 2 metres from goal, so you don't know. You think you've marked it, but you don't know what the umpire's going to pay. It puts you in a terrible position with Bugs. Good opportunity here for Saints to score.
Raf Clark wins the tap from behind, taps it to himself, gets the snap on the way, just pops over the top. Saunders with a big crunching tackle on him. Ball pops out in the Shannon Rioli direction. Snap is in the hands of Bugler. He plays on, gets a quick releasing kick to Collyhole. Collyhole down the line.
Nagel, first game for Tars.
He looks pretty good, young Nagel. And the mark's been paid, and I thought he was holding his shoulder there, young Tommy Arundel. But he looks to be pretty good. Gets up.
Here's Nagel again. His father actually coached St Mary's to a premiership. Jackson Nagel, old Merv Nagel, a premiership player with Essendon and comes second in the Brownlow medal in 1981.
Is that right? I didn't know that. So Waratah are looking to just hold on to the ball like they did early in the first half. Here's Smith.
Ricky, you were calling this. This is really their style of play today, isn't it? Really slow it down as much as you can.
But they don't do this, and that's maybe why you see the ball gets turned over. So they don't like bailing the kicker. They call it the bailout kick, that long one down the line. They don't enjoy doing it.
So the ball's coming back to Jack Long. Oh, jeez. Kiranua was out the back. He would have just ran onto that one.
They call this shape. Saints have set up good shape behind the footy there, which Nick Yarran, just makes them defend wide, back to where they started, but you're just looking for a hole.
I think that it hit the ground first.
When you do it, you want to hit targets, though.
Long gets wrapped up through Pillard. Jimmy's legs does well, taps it in front. Braxton Armat. Here's Shannon Rioli, does very well. Back to Pillard Jimmy. He goes with the awkward-looking barrel, but it might pop out the back and work. Clever tap there from Clark to Smith. Smith back to Clark.
He's got no one there for him.
He releases it well, right in the nick of time. Here's Rabs Wilson. 2-on-1, gets wrapped up, does well, and holding the ball. So good pressure and a great tackle there from Sam Godden on the quick Wilson. That just come off the side of the boot. It'll stay in though. And Smith takes that for St Mary's.
We've got players inside, but he's ignored them.
Well, Smith
interesting tactic there.
Nearly stunk that one up, but Pillard Jimmy finds it.
The breeze has died down a bit, hasn't it?
It has.
Got a bit more sweat on the brow sitting out here with the fans.
I don't know about that.
Pillard Jimmy just drops that, tries to dance around one, and a beautiful follow-up tackle.
With the advantage, will it come back?
Beautiful work from Wilson there, hits Clark.
Unlucky, Tars. I don't know how you can not pay the first one. They didn't pay dropping the ball to Jimmy, then they've paid it the other way.
So Raphael Clark. He did well, Pillard Jimmy, then, just to back up that work, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
So Russ Clark kicks it to the top of the square. Don't really know what was going through the big boy's head. And they've cut this one off, and just like that, Braden Rioli gets his first.
It's a little thing in football, manning the mark, and Jordan Callan there's manned the mark very well. Got a hand to it, and then set young Rioli up to kick quite an easy goal. So good work by Jordan Callan.
Look, it was a messy probably minute of play there. Quite a few errors we saw, but in the end it ended up paying off for Saints.
See, Shan Rioli's come off about the 4-minute mark. Would have liked to see him. Just probably need him out there for another couple more minutes, Saints, just to try and get hold of this footy.
So Saints back in front, just by 3 points. 5 minutes gone in the third quarter.
Look dangerous, Saints, when the ball's at ground level. The two youngsters doing well in Rioli and young Lambton.
So here we are back in the middle. Smith taps it over the back of his head. Matthias Liddy goes without it. Saunders with the strong tackle. Smith there for Waratah. Kiranua does well, keeps it in. I like the look of this. I think it might...
Was a whistle before the kick there?
The umpire from about 60 metres back has called it over the boundary. So lucky for Saints, because...
well, they would be looking for a run on kick there.
Lucky for Saints, unlucky for Waratah. Yeah. Anyway. So here we go, ball thrown back in. Smith wins that one. Outside of the boot there from Blake. And punched over the line from Jack Long.
The man they call Danger Fist. Jack Long, that's what he's good at, spoiling the footy.
Danger Fist. As opposed to Danger Mouse.
Danger Field.
Well, Danger Field. Yeah. You've got your Danger Fields.
There's a photo, I was in the NT News a few years ago, and Jack's punched the ball, and it's just, his fist had virtually gone inside the football.
Really?
It was a...
morphed it a bit.
It was a bizarre photo.
Ball thrown back in. Smith winning that tap back towards Jack Long, and over the line, and we'll have another boundary throw in.
Kind of watch it, Ryan hitting it to that position. If Tarzan had someone loose there, it would have been quite easy to get onto. Only got 36 players around the footy here, making it hard for Tars to score.
Ball thrown back in. Smith straight down to Matthias Liddy in traffic. There's a few flying foots flying around everywhere. They've worked this well, have St. Mary's. Kick out of their defensive 50 and over the line. Good result for St. Mary's.
Did that very well. Put it over the line, Jordan Callan. His father, Dean, was a champion for Devonport in the Tasmanian League in the 1980s when it was a very strong comp. And yeah, Jordan, you've got a lot of talent. It'd be good to see him really step up. He's got a great set of hands and a very good kick of the football. So getting some good opportunities at senior level this year.
So Smith just fresh airing that one. Ball kick to centre half forward. St. Mary's with the numbers. Just come off the side of the boot. And it
tried for the switch there. It didn't quite pay off.
Great mark there from Jolliffe. He winds around, centres it. Dangerous looking kick. Musgrove running onto it for St. Mary's. Big Smith trying to get there in time to lay the shepherd. Matthias Liddy. Nice kick inside. James Quinn has been told to hurry up. I could see that coming a mile away the way he had his hands out in front. Oh, big crunching tackle on Fitzgerald. And the umpire right there on it.
I'd love to see Shannon Rioli back on the ground. He's been off for 4 or 5 minutes now, but they've got a good breeze, Saints, and I reckon they've got a bit of momentum to really get a good lead here.
A bit more play going off the ball here than on the ball at the moment.
Here's Lane Fitzgerald. Nice releasing handball over the top. Braxton Armat was like a bit of a deer in the headlights there. And the non-officiating umpire paid holding the man there. I think it was there. He got swung off the ball. And Braxton Armat played that one well. Over the top to Musgrove.
Mitch Musgrove, young kid eligible for under 18 still.
Well read there from Cohen Hutt.
Ricky, you just feel like Saints have lost a little bit of their polish at the moment?
Yeah, I think they're going forward a bit. They're, as I said, their captain's about to come back on the field now. Just with this breeze, I'd like him to play a lot of game time. So he's about to come on now. Probably need big quarters from Paredes and him, especially while they've got this breeze. Nathaniel's gone forward at the moment, which he does. He pinch hits very well there. See Braxton Armat on screen. Played Div 1 for the first 4 games and worked his way back into the side.
Braxton Armat long down the line. Big fly out the back. And over the line we'll have another boundary throw in. That's been paid deliberate.
Right in front of the Saints supporters. I like that one.
All 6 of them here today.
No, look the other side. The St Mary's pocket's pretty full.
Smith running back with the flight of the ball and over the line. Good spoil there from Big Olikio. St Mary's pocket, do they call that, Rick?
Yeah, it was back in the old Gardens days. It was called, that's where the St Mary's people used to hang out. And it's pretty popular again today.
Riccio taps it down, wins the ball ground level, goes forward again, sits on it, wrapped up by Matthias Leddy, and he's pinged for holding the ball. So Matthias Leddy will have a set shot. On a slight angle will probably kick from about 40 to 45 out.
Now Shannon Rioli comes on the field, but Matthias is usually a very good kick of the football, very long kick of the football as well. Kicked about, I think it was 67 goals for the TIO Bombers about 3 years ago. So he's a lovely kick of the footy.
You can feel a bit of commentator's curse coming on here, Rick, as Matthias comes in, kick on the way. He's just off to the left.
Why does that always happen?
I reckon it's me backing it up too, I reckon. Sorry, mate. Timmy Mosquito with the kick-out duties in the bugler direction. Just goes with the one mitt. There does Big Bugs. Gets a releasing handball over the top. And a bit of a stink up there from Jackson Nagel. And we'll have a bit of a let-off there for St Mary's, Rick. And run that out pretty easy.
Yeah, they're the ones you just got to kick 30 out directly in front. It's usually a good shot at goal, Matthias. But that can be the difference between a win or a loss. You know, shots like that.
Smith to Mosquito. Shanrioli running onto this one. It's a little handball over. It's Alice for Waratah. Worried out of it. Snap on goal is a good one from Stephen Lampton as the boys get around him. And St Mary's extend their lead.
Good work by the young kid. He's only 16, 17 years of age. You see here Shannon Rioli back on the field, and he gives it to young Lampton. Shannon actually coached him at St Mary's in the under-12s. So
there you go.
He's said to his young apprentice, get on the end of that one. But Shannon also coaching St Mary, currently coaching St Mary's under-18s as well, and doing a very good job. Whistle's blown here.
There's a bit going on off the ball.
There's a free kick to someone, I think. I reckon Saints are going to get a kick directly in front of goal here.
There's been a report.
Yeah, I reckon Justin Bugler has been involved in something with Tyler Sanders, and he'll have a shot 30 metres in front of goals.
She's really hurt Waratah.
It's a huge free kick.
So it's Tyler Saunders on the slight angle. Will kick from about 35 out. We'll try and find out what that was for. But in the meantime, Saunders on the approach. Kick on the way could really make him pay here, and he doesn't. Know what a let-off that is for Waratah.
That could hurt. That's 2 Saints should have kicked. Now that would be that'd have a 4-goal lead. Yeah. Need to kick those goals.
Out to 11 points it is. 13 minutes gone in the third quarter. Mosquito with the kick-out duties. Usually a nice user. Alice just misses that. Rioli to Paredes. Paredes gets wrapped up in a tackle. The umpire's paid a free kick here to Rioli by the looks of it.
got momentum, Saints, and that's where you'd like to see Shannon kick a goal, or Paredes, or one of their senior players, Nick Yarran, stand up and really take control of this game, because they've got the win and they've got momentum.
Territorians love their footy, and you can see on screen here that they'll get a taste of their footy any way they can, even out the side of the ute on Gardens Road.
Rioli with the kick on the way is just to the left and through for another minor. So they really could have put Waratah away here. St Mary's might come back to haunt them. Of course, Waratah will be kicking with that breeze in the final quarter. A bit of a shank of a kick. Sharp handballs. Here's Oricchio. Goes long, just bangs it out of trouble. And that one's over the line, right in front of the commentary position. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
Yeah, could have put them away, Saints. We'll see where it goes from here. But I just reckon they've got a bit of momentum. Shannon's put himself on the ball, which is good. Good leadership. Nathan Paredes going forward if they can get the footy there.
So ball thrown back in. It's Godden with the snap inside 50. Big fly at the back. Drop mark. Ball in dispute on the ground. Umpire circling. And he'll ball it up. That was a nice big fly. I think it was Raven Jolliffe.
Barely seen the sun out today at Gardens Oval. It's just after 5:30 here at the moment, and look, sunset not for another hour, but looking very dark and overcast.
One of those lights coming to Gardens Oval.
Well,
fast forward.
Got him with a snap to the top of the square. Bodies flying everywhere. And
flying there.
Pretty good falcon, I think, it come off Mitch Musgrave.
Just, Big Wilkinson just struggling to stand up there. So Rioli to Musgrove. To the tune of Mitch. Just pops it over the top. And Jimmy McMurtry.
Good build-up here by Saints.
Finds Tyler Saunders. It is. They're just looking to control the ball here. And since they are in control, he goes backwards.
This is shape. And there, Nick Yarran looked for the shape out the other side, but they hadn't set up properly, Saints.
So, ball stays in. And James Quinn wrapped up and holding the ball. So well done from Waratah to turn this one around. Oh, it's a long kick. And that one's punched over the line. Out of Colleyhole's hands. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
See Nathan Paredes as well, waiting to come on. I hate when the big guns aren't on the field. Need to get the ball on the other side. It's pretty hard to get the rotation. They need it to happen, Saints.
Westerberg with a nice tap down to Godden to the top of the square. Dangerous ball. That's a nice kick.
Colleyhole, too strong. Just pushed his opponent out of the way, used his big body and turned on that left foot. And Saints have got to rotate. They've got to get Paredes on the field. And it's coming now.
A very entertaining game here so far at Gardens Oval. Just 6 points in it now.
Good snap ball, Lecky Colleyhole. Well done. Talk about momentum and just a goal can break it. Saints could have kicked 3 or 4 maybe then, and then a goal can just swing things around.
So Raf Clark and Westerberg to do battle in the rat. Westerberg just buries a leg into Raf Clark. Raf Clark's out the back here, taps it well to Paredes. Saunders. Or Matthias Liddy gave away the free kick there for shepherding out by the looks of things.
There's about 4 to 5 minutes left in the quarter. I reckon Saints need 1 or 2 with Tars having the breeze in the last quarter.
So Timmy Mosquito is long down the line. Big punch out the back there from Musgrove. He's getting wrapped up here. And the umpire will ball that one up.
Wouldn't be surprised if Ryan Eyre sends a runner out now to just slow the game down. slow the quarter down with about 4 minutes to go.
So ball thrown back up. Mosquito pushed out of it.
Stevens.
Won't get the 50 there.
Jack Long, the switch on here or not? Look for it, mate.
So Long. He's chopped off there by Timmy Mosquito. Does well. He's got good hands for a little man. He's Bugler.
Got to stop this bloke running off the back line.
Plays on quickly. Barrett. It's a nice chiseling kick, but drop mark there from Jackson Nagel.
Good fast play by Saints. Got it on quick. It must have gone out of bounds in the full, that.
Yeah, it must have.
Yeah, turn around.
So here's Yaron, gets wrapped up. No, loses his feet, gets a handball back. Miss there from Quinn. Have turned it over again, have St. Mary's. Might be coming back the other way. Big tackle on Fitzgerald. He's been crunched in a few big tackles today.
I didn't mind Nick Yaron take. That's what I reckon, to get back to his best footy of 2 years ago, which is one of the best players in the comp. Take the game on. If you get caught, who cares? But that was good. He took it on. He got out of the tackle, but he's got to continue to keep doing that.
So the tap down from Smith. Ball pops out the back to Raven Jolliffe. Doesn't quite hang on to it. No ball in dispute. Here's Quinn.
He's got to hit a target.
Risky kick. That's going to backfire here.
3v2 Tars.
Is Alice on the left. That's a beautiful kick.
Oh, Quinn, when he's turned the footy over there, he's just got to locate a player. So it looked like the ball always looked like it was going to be turned over because it was a 3v2. And then I think it's James Quinn. He's just got to locate. He's got to find a player on the rebound. Right. Didn't find a player, and they've let him off there, Tars.
Raven Jolliffe went the banana and missed that one.
21 minutes into the third quarter. You are watching 7-2's coverage of the NTFL thanks to TIO, NAFLs, Apia and MacArthur River Mining.
Got a bit too much on that banana then. Did Jolliffe.
The Saints need a goal here.
Benjamin Taylor, risky kick, dropped mark there from Cullen. Bugler off a step, just to the left.
Would have been a bit of magic by Justin Bugler. He is very good at leaving his opponent and cutting a football off. Very well done.
He's very sneaky, isn't he?
He's just snuck up from the back
He's
line,
a sneaky man.
He was down at the back a minute ago.
To see Jack Long go down the middle here. They've got to score with a minute to go with this breeze. That's exactly what I want. Long kick. Excellent, Jack.
So here's bigger Richo, gets ripped off it there from Smith. They could be away here. Here they go. Shan Rioli with a long kick out of trouble. It's going to get cut off. No, it's not. It's held up in the wind. Timmy Mosquito sort of volleyballed it out of the way.
Look at numbers, Saints here.
Bigger Riccio held on a little bit too long. Smith gets her hands free. Shannon Rioli plays it forward. That's what you want. Here's a nice race between Wilson and Mosquito. Wilson wins that one. Kick to Matthias Liddy. It's a nice spoil, and it's over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in deep inside, attacking 50 for St. Mary's.
Win for the Tars there over the line.
Would have liked to see Mosquito and Anthony Rabs Wilson in a running race.
Just go a little bit further. So ball thrown back in. Couldn't be too much longer left in the quarter. It wrapped up, and the umpire right there on it. Pays holding the ball. So Matthias Liddy winning the free kick with a nice tackle.
Need to kick this, Matthias. He's got the best angles, though.
So here he is on the approach. Doesn't run around, just a straight drop punt, and it's across the face. Hit the post, I think, in fact.
That breeze all but disappeared as he lined up for that.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
Thought I wouldn't talk him up and it'd go straight through the middle. And there's that 6 siren again.
There it is. It's three-quarter time here at Gardens Oval at St. Mary's. 8-10 at 58 to Waratah. 8-6 at 54. We'll be back with the final quarter right after this.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture?
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me down.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Flight Centre.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sports zones. Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store. Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
Welcome back to Gardens Oval, where it's Waratah 8-6-54, trailing St Mary's 8-10 to 58. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this final quarter. It's going to be a belter. Rick, I mean, it's neck and neck, but Waratah sort of lost their way a bit in that last quarter, didn't they?
I thought Saints had the better quarter. They just didn't produce it on the goal, on the scoreboards. They just didn't kick straight. But I thought they had a better quarter. But Tars have got a bit of a breeze, so we'll see whether that 4 points is enough.
Just picked up again as well.
So here they go out of the middle. Godden, Rioli, and Benjamin Taylor. Jeez, Wilson made up some ground, and here he goes.
With the legs.
We are off to the races as he goes inside 50 with a really disappointing finish.
That bloke there has been a saviour for Tars. Bugler been terrific.
He's up, he's down, he's everywhere.
Lovely kick to Fitzgerald. He goes inside, misses the target. Here's Wilson again. Kicks off the side of the boot. Big fly from the back. Boss says play on. Plenty of people down at ground level and just across the face.
Fitzgerald, what are you doing? Turning the footy over there, especially with the Rioli around here. Very, very lucky Waratahs.
So Mosquito, kicking out duties as he's done all day, goes short into the pocket to Bugler. Here's Fitzgerald. Matty Hepworth just doing a bit of sit-down comedy next to me here, sorry. Here's Mosquito just popping that one outside of the pack. Ball still in. Nice work there from Richardson. Centres the ball, risky kick.
It's an entertaining game, Nick.
Saunders with the handball out to Bua Jimmy. Back to Rioli. He could run into an open goal. Kick on the way is a good one. Well done from Shan Rioli. He gets the opening goal here, and an important goal it is too.
Very good from that position, Shannon. About 50 out on the run. He loves it there. Well done to young Richardson. Kept the ball in, got the ball back into the centre, which created the play on. So, well done by Saunders. Put Jimmy in his first game has been serviceable. First game for about 8 years for St Mary's, but been good. Usually a forward. He was very close to being drafted by St Kilda a few years ago. And no, he's been very serviceable in his new position in the back line.
11-point lead now to St Mary's. So ball thrown up. Smith with the tap. Here's Shan Rioli. It's been held on to. Umpire says play on. Saunders on the bottom of the pack for St Mary's. Ball pops out. Rioli goes off the deck, but completely misses it. Fresh airy. Jack Long just gets a fingernail on it. Ball still in. Ball centred out. It's a nice kick too. And Karanua takes a mark. Plays on. Kick to a vacant goal square is just across the face.
Just missed the wrong side of the post there.
He asked the full forward to lead out, which was smart, Henry, and then left the goal square vacant, but just didn't get the accuracy.
Back to a 10-point lead to St Mary's. Jack Long wiping the sweat from thy brow. Kick in the Smith direction, just gets a fingernail on it. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
Important 5 minutes in the game. 10 points in it.
Waratah really need to lock the ball in here. It's Westerberg with the big tap, gains 5 metres over the line. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
It's been a very exciting game of football so far. Several lead changes as well. And both teams at times have had substantial margins. But right now, just 10 points in it. Ricky, you pointed out there is a bit of a breeze heading to the right of screen, which may play a bit of advantage to Waratah, which they probably need right now, being 10 points down.
Yeah, it's not massive. I'd say it's about a 1 to 2 goal breeze.
Good tackle there.
Good umpiring. He didn't pay too high. I think it was Henry Karanua was looking for the too high. Excellent umpiring.
Just drop the shoulders and the knees a touch. Young Karanua. So ball thrown back up. Smith just ragdolls Westerberg out of the way. Wins the tap. Here's Benjamin Taylor. Gets wrapped up as he tries to kick. Ball pops out. It's Karanua. Gets a good handball out. Wilson. Yaron. Paredes, and that one's out of bounds on the full.
I think the winner of this game will be what leaders will Bugler, God and Mosquito for Waratahs versus Paredes, Nick Yarran, Shannon Rioli.
He's calling out here.
Who's going to step up for those? Is that who I think will win this game?
Just saw on screen there, he was really calling out there, Bugler as well, for someone exactly as you said, Ricky, to step up there in that play.
Wilkinson does well, keeps it in front of him, taps it to himself.
Good second effort by young Stevens there.
Did very well there to hold it up.
Crowd's starting to get into this game.
So Clark and Westerberg. Westerberg wins the tap straight down to Colliholt. Saunders gets the handball out. Bugler does well, charges through, gets the kick down, but it's all St. Mary's. Wilkinson just juggling it around. Yarran just toe pokes it out. Wilkinson does the same. Ball stays in.
Wow.
It's just getting a little bit scrappy here for the moment. And Big Smith.
I'm just wondering with Tars whether you talk about those leaders that I spoke about, Bugler, Moscato, they're all behind the footy. Do you bit of risk and chuck Buggs at full forward to try and get him to win this game for him? So a bit of a risk involved, but just don't know where their goals are going to come from. Tars. We're talking about those leaders are mainly behind the footy.
Smith gets the kick away, but straight back over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in. So Waratah really holding the ball inside their attacking 50. All thrown back in. Smith with the tap down to Paredes, goes without it. Paredes wins it again, gets a handball out. Beautiful work by him to Yarran, and they're away. Raph Clark with the hand over the shoulder. Umpire says nothing's doing, and we'll have another boundary throw in right on centre wing.
Getting a bit dark, isn't it? We spoke about those lights at Gardens Oval. It's next year. Those Friday night games here will be sensational to finish work and go to Gardens Oval. That was too easy for Waratahs to get that ball from that clearance.
So they could be away here, Waratah. Here's Alice for Waratah, just overruns it. Now they're away. Colliholt on the end of that one, just goes off the deck, keeps it in front of him. They've done well. St. Mary's defence has done really well to hold that up. Here's Mosquito on the left foot to a vacant goal square, hits the post.
Yeah.
So unfortunate there for young Mosquito and Waratah.
Tars fans on the edge of their seat right now, very much hoping that one would sneak through.
So it's back to 9 points. Shanrioli with the kick-out duties. Umpire says hurry along. Smith out in front. Yarran runs onto it. Just bangs it out of there quickly.
Bugler again.
He's everywhere today, isn't he?
He goes heads for the boundary line, but it's cut off there from Zobel. Zobel with a risky kick inside, but it works.
So would want to hit. Well done, though.
Finds Joel Stevens. Goes backwards by hand, finds back to Zobel.
Waratahs are 10 points down. They've got to go forward.
Cohen Hutt just takes a mark just inside the line. So he goes long down the line. Smith. Alice out of his hands. Mosquito with a releasing handball. And over the line. And we'll have another boundary throw in. It's a good bit of an arm wrestle at the moment, Rick.
Yeah, if I was Tars, I'd be trying to get as many repeat entries as we can. I know they like to hold the footy, but I just think we're at tired bodies, get as repeat entries, deep entries, chipping the ball in the back line. They need to kick goals.
Riccio wins the tap down. Shanrioli keeps his feet, does well. Now slips over. And we'll have another boundary throw in.
As soon as you caught it there, Nick keeps his feet.
Yeah, no, commentator's curse again.
Shannon a bit angry with himself, but he's on the move. I reckon it's good. Good to see Shannon moving well.
Riccio wins the tap, but only as far as Tyler Saunders with the kick in the Clark direction, out of his hands. He's away here through Lambton. It's a nice kick. No, just short of Liddy. Here he is with the snap around the corner. Ball's not going to bite and turn back, and it's through for a minor.
Well done by young Lambton. Did well there.
9-12-66, R St Mary's to Waratah, 8-8-56.
He's got a man up here. He's got to keep that ball in that forward half.
Zobel in the Kiranua direction, works well. He winds around.
I reckon Kiranua was someone Saints have got to watch.
There's Mosquito. Speaking of watching someone.
Timmy keeps running here. I reckon he's dangerous. As we talk about feeling the moment, senior players. He's in a prime spot, Tim Mosquito, to kick a goal here.
Maricchio with a long kick, just bounces over everyone's head and over the line, and will have a boundary throw in deep in attacking 50 for Waratah.
Ricky, do you reckon they've sped up here in the last few minutes, the Tars?
Yeah, a lot more direct. And, you know, as we know, the ball's in your half, repeat entries and see if something happens. If you're just chipping the ball in your back half, it's all right in the first half of the game, but there's 10 minutes to go, you're 10 points down. Or it's all right if you're 10 points up to do that, but they're not in a position to do that.
Yeah.
Smith with a tap down to the long smothered ball. Ball pops out. Is Menkulk. Overruns it. And Raven Jolliffe wrapped up in a big tackle.
Got to know the game. Like try and get a Kiranua loose or a Timmy Mosquito loose. Put a Shepherd on.
He's Big Smith and Aricchio were dancing before it was even thrown up. Here we go. Clearing kick there from Armat. Just in the 2-on-1. St Mary's, and they've done well, held it up.
Repeat stoppages usually means players are starting to get a bit tired.
So ball thrown back up. Aricchio with the tap, straight over the line. And another ball in.
In front of the supporters on the car, having a look at the game.
With a few tins. The ball thrown back in. Aricchio does well, except drops it last minute. Just goes with the back heel out the back. Here's Wilson. Look at that. Out of trouble. Talk about run out of traffic. Rick, have a look at this.
He's still going.
Give it to him.
Palms it off.
Give it back to him.
And Clark does. Here he goes, Wilson. The kick in attacking 50 for St Mary's is a disappointing one. And it's out of bounds on the full.
Great run there and just an underwhelming finish.
But
it's been absolutely stuffed, Rick.
Now the ball's back in Saints forward half. And it just gives them momentum and gives them a bit of a lift when you see Rabs Wilson doing that. And he can change a game with Senator NTFL level, change a game like that.
Here's Jackson Nagel. Little kick over the top.
Oh, that's got a hit. Very lucky Waratahs. At this level of footy, it's got to hit that ball. Fitzgerald turned the footy over twice in that position today. He's just got to feel the moment of the game. Looks like it might be a report.
Yeah, it is reported. Sam Godden. He's got to protect the head there.
Being told to wait here a moment.
Number 9, I could have told him that. Number 9, he's been everywhere today, Samuel Godden.
We're outside. We could call it out, mate. We're outside today.
Guys.
It's 9.
So Godden hits up Nick Gooch. Who in turn goes long centre half forward. Puat Jimmy here for St Mary's. Oh, beautiful.
Great play there.
Sal of the Candy hits up Raf Clark. Raf Clark with a bit of a risky kick.
Gets it out in front for the run on.
They've done well here. Puat Jimmy gets it back. He kept running. Kick inside 50. Wilson was sort of held onto a bit. Goes off with the back heel off the deck. Lampton. Paredes dances round one. Gets a kick on. And it's home. And St Mary's extend the lead out to 16 points with 14 minutes gone here in the last quarter.
Talking to those senior players stepping up, you know, we're looking on screen at the best player in the league or very close to it. When a goal needs to be scored, their best players stood up. One of their last two best and fairest, Nathan Paredes. And I'd love to see Bugler go forward for this last 5 minutes. They're 3 goals down. You've got to get the magnets. You've got to swap them around. I just can't. They're going forward. They're not kicking goals. So I would love to Justin Bugler's been their best player at centre half back, but try something, chuck him forward.
As we look for him now, he's just going back to Raf Clark.
They're 3 goals down. Doesn't matter if you lose by 5 goals, but it might go the other way where they can win a game of footy.
We're back underway. Here's Saunders. The free kick for too high. Advantage paid. Back inside attacking 50 for St Mary's again.
Ooh, high flyer there.
And the mark taken to Shanrioli.
Free kick to Ben Taylor. No, I don't think they know who it is.
No, it's come back to Rioli for the mark.
I'd be happy with the ball in Shannon's hands.
Yeah.
He'll milk the clock here and then put it straight through the middle. Future coach of the St Mary's Footy Club, I think one day. This guy coaching the under-18s at St Mary's at the moment, doing a very good job. NT Thunder captain, bleeds green and gold, terrific leader. Saints need this leadership in the next 30 seconds for this to go straight through the middle. You can see him milking the clock here. He's an experienced player.
He's doing it well too. So Shani Rioli. After all that, he's pushed it to the left.
I've got to stop playing up these players.
Shannon's going to watch this during the week. Go, thanks, Ricky.
That
Thanks
one's
a lot,
really
mate.
on you, Rick. You've done it this time, mate.
I think Saints have got enough money in the bank to get over the line here, though, at the moment.
Here's Bugler with the kick. Shanrioli taps it backwards. Going off the deck again. Shanrioli gets it back. The old 1-2. The kick to centre forward. Clark winning the race there. Bugler does well, keeps it in front, just boots it out of there quickly. Here's Big Smith.
Well done, Ryan. Good work.
Oh, he does very well here. Taps it out in front of Lambton. Lambton handballs it over the top. You might get it back here, Lambton, if he keeps running. Yaron goes off the deck, and that's over the line.
The game doesn't stop here, so the clock's being run down. I think the boundary umpire. Oh, that's a free kick. It's just undisciplined there.
Yeah, it's Bailey Zobel.
Just wasted probably 40 seconds there. The game doesn't stop when the ball goes over the boundary line in NTFL football.
So Yaron centres the ball. Nearly the mark to Bugler. So here he is, Zobel again.
Gee, Saints have really stepped up the pressure here. Won't let Tars get anywhere.
Saints just got to press this ball in here. Look for another boundary throw in, a repeat boundary throw in here, and I don't think they've got enough time to win the game, Tars.
17-point lead to St Mary's with 17 minutes gone. Here in the final quarter. Ball thrown back in. Clark wins the tap. Waratah need to get one quick here. They're away. Here's Blake. The kick favours Wilkinson, and he holds on to a good mark. Great mark.
I'd love to be kicking to Justin Bugler in that situation.
Risky kick. Lambton handballs it to himself. Now,
knee to the face there?
That kick's got to hit that one that went into the 45, into that area there.
So Kuranua off a step in the Mosquito direction. Out of his hands.
Oh, no.
Joliffe goes without it. They get the handball out. They've worked it well. Westerberg takes the mark. Good mark it was too. Plays on.
They need something now.
Long kick in attacking 50. Jack Long leaves his man. Look at the punch. Straight over the top and over the line. That's what he does so well, Jack Long.
Danger fist.
It's the only good thing you've called all day, Rick. You've stuck everyone else's stuff up.
I reckon I'd saying about putting one of those experienced players forward. I reckon I've done it with Tim Mosquito. Good move if that's the case. He needs to kick a goal here, though.
So Westerberg with the tap down. St Mary's at ground level. Touch ball. Umpire says play on. Smith off a step. Ball just bouncing around for now. That's Richardson.
Watch Timmy Mosquito is. So you can just feel something's going to happen with him.
So there they go. Musgrove back to Clark. Clark off a step. Touch ball, umpire says play on. Put Jimmy. Here's Wilson. If he can get away, he's away. Off to the races. Have a look at how quick this man is. It's a nice long kick. Is it going to skid through?
Goal.
Bloody selfish from Ben Taylor there.
Bloody hell, shepherd it.
Well done, Ben Taylor.
Oh.
And well done to Wilson. They're just going to have a look here.
Well done to Nathan Paredes. Just won a hard ball get to clear St Mary's out of pressure at the back line there.
Conversation going on, and it'll be a goal.
All clear. So out to a 23-point lead now. Q in the rack for St Mary's.
Yeah, I think it's game over. Well done to Saints. Tars had the breeze in the last quarter, so done well.
In the dying minutes of the fourth quarter, you are watching 7-2's coverage of the NTFL thanks to TIO, Naffles, Apia and MacArthur River Mining.
It would have been goal of the round if you're sorry.
Wilson, who got it.
Wilson. Ben Taylor needed to put that shepherd on. Westerberg out of the ruck. Inside 50. Handball out to Mosquito. Lowers the eyes unselfishly. Does well. And finds Colliol.
They've done that move, Timmy. I think they had to try and find a... And Bugle has gone forward as well. Just a bit 5 minutes too late, maybe.
So here he is. Lachlan Colliol. Nice off the boot, likes it. Gives him a little sniff. Might be too little too late, though.
I think there's probably about 3 to 4 minutes left in the game. Paredes was good coaching there. Paredes and Ryan Smith went off. They were off for a minute. Brent Renoff has said, get back out there and get back in the middle. You want your big guns there, so well done from Brent, making sure that you've got the best players in the middle, especially after they kick the goal.
So 17-point lead to St Mary's. 22 minutes gone in the final quarter. Smith and Enriquio to do battle in the ruck. Smith wins that one down. Straight to Matthias Liddy. Liddy with the kick to Wilson. Yeah, he's kept it in off the right. Nice looking kick. Oh, big fly at the back to Rioli. He's done that 2 weeks in a row. The little man. Good effort.
The brother of Richmond Premiership player Daniel Rioli. Good leap at the footy. Goes to Tiwi College over the Tiwi Islands, originally from Garden Point. On Melville Island, makes the big trip. So good work out of the middle, good tap. Let's talk about Brent Renoff. He sent Ryan Smith and Paredes out there, and it worked. Just they had half a sniff, Waratahs, but that goal has stopped it all. So well done by Ryan Smith. Good leadership going out to the middle to set that goal up. Well done by Matthias Liddy as well.
Young Rioli just doing the big fly over Cohen Hutt. Back in the middle. Fitzgerald gets wrapped up, and we'll have the stoppage right in the middle of the ground. Didn't go very far, did it, Matty?
Did not at all.
No.
But still in the circle.
We'll get the ruler out after the game, and we'll see how far it went. Godden with the clearing kick out of the middle. Has brought Jimmy.
Played well, Jimmy.
He has, hasn't he? Jack Long comes across ground to Ryan McMurray. Murray wheels around on the right in the Smith direction. Does well, the big fella. And there we go. As, do you want to commentate this one, Rick? It's Big Smith.
Ryan, you've done very well in the last couple of minutes to come on, but this is very ambitious. We'll see how he goes.
The shin guard comes out of the sock as he lines up.
Umpire's got to call in for 30 seconds here, doesn't he?
He's taken his time, he's the big man. Can't wait to see the result of this. The big boy Smith on the approach. Doesn't quite get there, just to the top of the square. And there you have it. It is St Mary's. Too strong in the end. 12-13-85 to Waratah. 9-8-62. Rick, St Mary's did well today, didn't they?
Yeah, I thought they should have put them away in the third quarter. Certainly, over 4 quarters were certainly the better side. I think the big boys, I think Nick Yarran heading in the right direction football-wise, played a better game. Shannon Rioli, Paredes was was an absolute monster through there. Anthony Wilson, his pace, he can just set a game alight. So their key players, Saints stood up. Ryan Smith as well, terrific.
Boys, I noted during the week that Usain Bolt's contract with the Central Coast Mariners has fallen through. I think the first person they should be calling is Anthony Wilson after his performance today.
He was outstanding, wasn't he?
Absolutely lightning fast.
Well, it was St Mary's in the end too good. 12-13-85 to Waratah. 9-8-62. Thanks for joining us on 7-2, and we'll see you back at TIO next week.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids. Yeah!
1,300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I don't know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce. Coffee white with 1 bun with icing. No pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Are you overrun with rubbish and need a skip bin? For easy disposal from your garden cleanup, renovation or spring clean? When you think skip bins, think NTRS. NTRS, your friendly, reliable and local waste disposal company.